Today, y'all, we're taking just 2 regular size boxes of some Jiffy corn muffin mix, and we're gonna add 1 pound of ground beef that we already cooked. And y'all, we didn't season it because we're fixing to season it right in here today. So I'm gonna give this just kind of a quick stir, just to kind of chunk up those lumps, a little bit of that cornbread mix. But y'all, this recipe right here has been one of our family's favorites since we found it on the Facebook, y'all. Okay, next up, I'm throwing in a little rotel. I found some no salt added today, y'all, so you should be proud a little bit. Growing and trying new things and fancy things. We're gonna add in some cream style corn, and this is just the regular size can. Oh, look at that, y'all. I don't know if you've ever had some cream corn, but my mom makes a cream corn casserole, and y'all, I might need to share that recipe with you because it is to die for. But right here, right now, we're just gonna mix us up this cornbread mix just to kind of make sure we're getting it all even and all that seasoning, or not the seasoning, all the ingredients get mixed up and mixed around. But we're not done yet. We're gonna add in the seasoning now. So this is just 1 packet of some taco seasoning mix, 25% less sodium. See, told y'all, I'm growing up. We got 2 cups of some triple cheddar, and I'm just gonna dump this whole thing in there, y'all. And we're gonna spread it out, but we're gonna also mix it. And I'm just pre-mixing kind of all of this just to get enough mixing so that we're not struggling when it comes to the final ingredients. Oop, missed a little baby right here. Okay, last 2 ingredients, some milk and eggs. We got 2/3 cup of milk. We're just gonna pour that on in. And we got 2 room temperature eggs. I don't know if you knew this, but eggs should be room temperature before you bake with them, okay? So we're gonna add those in, and we're gonna cut that up into chunks. Make sure that yolk is cut up, spread out, over with, under with, all of this. So we're gonna get this all mixed up, get it even. I know I said mixed up 18 different times this video, y'all, but guess what? We need to make sure this is mixed up, because if it is not mixed up, then honey, it is not gonna work, I think. All right, so now you see that this is kind of at that like batter-like state. This is ready. This is mixed how we want it to be. Okay, I'm gonna slide this over. I'm bringing in my big old casserole dish. And y'all, I'm just gonna start pouring this baby in. Luckily, I don't need to have 2 hands. Well, maybe I do a little bit. Just a little bit of 2-handedness we're gonna be needing. Get all that goodness out. And I want y'all to know, I sprayed this little casserole dish with some avocado oil before, so that it doesn't stick. Not that I'm expecting it to stick, but you know, cornbread, sometimes it gets a little testy on you. And so y'all, this, look at that. Look at it, it's so beautiful. We're putting this baby in the oven. It's set at 400, and we're gonna leave it in there for about 20 minutes. Then we're gonna take it out and give it a nice crust. Gonna make sure I get the rest of this can out. And this is just 1 regular size can of the cream of mushroom soup. And it's the healthy request. My bad, I saw the heart and read the heart. On top of here, I got some French onion soup, 1 can of the Campbell's French onion soup. And that's gonna pour right in there nicely. And y'all, this dish is a family tradition. 1 pound of ground beef, and it is just something that our family loves to eat and has eaten for generations. Grabbing a little whisk, and I'm gonna try and whisk all of this up together to get that nice gravy mixture to go coated on these ground beefs. All right, now that looks pretty even to me and nice, I'm gonna take here some beefy onion soup mix. And I'm just gonna get one of the packets. It comes with two, but we're just gonna do one. And I'm gonna sprinkle this right over a little bit of everything. And we're just gonna ignore the fact that I, dumped some right there. And y'all, I probably should have waited, but I'm gonna mix up this just quickly and evenly just to make sure there's no chunks in it. I think that looks good. Got that cleaned up. I'm throwing on just a few splashes of Worcestershire sauce. I don't know how to say that, but y'all pray for me. It'll be just fine. 1 can of green beans, and I went ahead and had these drained, but we're gonna sprinkle these over a little bit of everywhere and make sure that every bite we take when this dish is done has a perfect little flavor of green beans and some of that meat and onion soup. Oh, y'all, this is gonna be so good. It's gonna blow your mind, I promise. I went ahead and cheated, got some Kroger home-style mashed potatoes. I warmed these up in the microwave for just 3 minutes, and that's just so I can make sure that it's all easier to spread out. And y'all can definitely make your own, but you know me, I like doing stuff on a time crunch, and we got to, make sure we have enough time to get the kids from school, get them to practices, and so this is just kind of a easy way to make sure dinner is ready and yummy, and that's all you're gonna need. So now we're gonna spread this out kind of like a cake, like we're frosting a cake. We're gonna make sure all of that meat and those green beans are covered. And y'all, if you have more mashed potatoes, you might want to throw them on here. Unfortunately, because I didn't make my own, lesson learned, I could have probably added some more here, but y'all, we're gonna work with what we got and it's gonna be good. Not worried about it at all. Now this is something extra I'm adding in. I found this at Kroger. This is it's called a steak topper, but it's in the deli section. It's got some, I don't like that big one. We're gonna toss that one out. But it's got here some garlic, some onions, and some mushrooms. The recipe normally calls for just some mushrooms, but we're gonna add in just, some of this. It's gonna make it look real pretty, and it's gonna be just as tasty, if not even tastier. Right, I think that's good. We got, a little bit of loving everywhere. Now this is ready to go in the oven. It's gonna be in there at 350 for about 20 minutes until everything is heated up all the way through. All right, y'all, I have 1 full box of the Cheddar Bay biscuit mix, Red Lobster, and we got that little seasoning packet that comes in with it. We're gonna put that right there on top. And don't worry, y'all, we're gonna be mixing this all up. Got here 2 cups of milk, and that's going right on in on top of that biscuit mix. And that's gonna be it for now. Gonna take a little whisk, and we're gonna start whisking these ingredients all up before we start on the next part. All right, y'all, that looks good. Don't worry if it looks a little scary and a little runny, because that's how we want it. We're putting this to the side and gonna bring in our 9 by 13 dish. And I got here 1 stick of butter that we're just gonna pour all over the bottom of this pan and get it on each of those corners. Because y'all, next thing up, we got here some chicken. This is about 4 cups of chicken, and this was a rotisserie chicken that I went ahead and shredded. That way I didn't use the canned stuff for y'all. Look at me, growing up so quick. Gonna get that nicely spreaded out right over each part of this pan. And then I'm throwing on top some mixed vegetables. This has some peas, some corn, some green beans, carrots, and y'all, you can use whatever vegetables you like, frozen vegetables, fresh vegetables, but we're gonna spread this all out. This had the perfect amount of everything. I saw some ones that had like peppers and some onions, but you know what? We're gonna just keep it simple. All right, bringing in my big little measuring cup, and I've got some chicken broth, and we're gonna get 2 cups of this chicken broth, and we're gonna fill that up nicely. That looks perfect to me. Got here just 1 can of the cream of chicken. Sorry again for tapping, I couldn't help it. I tried the one with the herbs this time. I found this recipe, y'all, from TikTok, believe it or not, and he seemed to call it a chicken cobbler, and ever since then, y'all, I just had to try it, and now it is a staple. Grabbing another little whisk, getting the smaller one, and we're gonna whisk up this chicken broth and that cream of chicken soup. My goodness gracious. All right, now for the fun part. Gonna set this over to the side, bring this right over here. We're getting this little cheddar bay biscuit mix, and we're gonna pour it right on top. And y'all, don't be worried if it doesn't look like what you expect, because this is exactly how it's supposed to look. And whatever you do, do not mix this up, y'all. We are needing it to be layered, I promise you. We are gonna, however, spread it around. That way, that biscuit mix gets all over. Right on top, got our little cream of chicken broth mixture, and we're gonna pour this right on top of that. And we're gonna get it nice and full. And whatever you do, do not mix this up, because now this is ready to go in the oven. It's set at 350, and we're gonna put it in there for about 45 minutes, all right? All right, y'all, look at that Mexican cornbread. Actually, let me show y'all the bottom. Look how perfectly that is cooked. Woo! Y'all, the middle is still a little gooey, so it's perfect timing for us to bring over our Mexican creamy melt cheese and create us a nice crust for this Mexican cornbread. All right, let's get this. You know what? We're gonna use that whole thing. Y'all, I've been into some cheese lately. I love it. And it is just, yes, giving me everything that I am looking for. Beautiful. All right, look at that, okay? So now y'all, I'm gonna get my oven mitts back on because this is still hot. But we're gonna put this back in our 400-degree oven for 5 more minutes until that cheese gives us the crust we're looking for. All right, y'all, our Mexican cornbread is ready. Now, y'all, don't judge me based on the cheese right here. I took it out to cool off, and y'all, I forgot about it. Don't blame me, but we're gonna get just us a nice and crunchy, woo, that is still hot somehow. Nice and crunchy corner piece. Look at that, y'all. Oh my, my. This is gonna need some Daisy sour cream. I swear every time I say Daisy, my dog pops her little head up. But y'all, get a spoon, fork, get a fork. And we're sticking a fork in it. Y'all, look at that beautiful goodness. We're gonna take a look at those layers. Oh, I cannot wait to dive on in. I actually cooked this here for 30 minutes at 350, so I'm not sure what I told y'all before, but this right here is perfection. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of get me a nice little corner piece. Y'all, I cannot wait. This is gonna be the best Salisbury steak I have ever had. Gonna dive on in. Get a little bit of that mashed potato. Got myself green bean and a mushroom. Don't burn yourself. Y'all, look at this Beautiful chicken cobbler. Oh my. I actually cooked this in the oven. It was in there for about an hour and 15 minutes. I know I only said 45, but perfection just takes a little bit longer, I guess. So we're gonna get us a good scoop right here. Oh, y'all, it is sizzling. It is hot. Scoop right there. Oh, man. Y'all, I can't wait to dig in. Here we go. We're not gonna burn ourselves, but you know what? We are gonna enjoy it. Chicken cobbler, who would have thunk it?